everybody. Welcome to Xavia Fox Talks, and I am your host, Xavia Fox. Today we are focusing on business. Business is very important to me. As some of you may know, I was an entrepreneur for 12 years. I ran a corporate event planning service in Milwaukee prior to moving to Chicago. So one of the things that I thought of in developing the talk show was I thought of the people who really want to have their own business but don't know what steps to take, what moves to make, who to connect to, and what to do to turn that idea into a paid venture, because we all want to get paid for our ventures. So, in considering guests for the show, I thought that possibly the first guest may be someone who not only is an entrepreneur herself, but her business is actually helping other entrepreneurs get their ideas and turn them into a paid venture, a business. So today we are talking to Victoria Knox of VJS Enterprise. Hey, Victoria.
Hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Afternoon, or whatever time it is in the country.
A little bit about yourself. Not the business, but just who is Victoria Knox? And, you know, where
Who
she
is
come from?
Victoria Knox? Well, I'm from Chicago originally. Born and bred in Chicago, that's right. Don't plan to leave anytime soon. But I'm also a single mom of 3 boys, 3 teenage boys. I have an undergrad in business and also in journalism. I'm a writer. I help people start their own business. But I'm also, I've experienced quite a bit in life. I'm from a family of entrepreneurs, but I've also hit the hard road, in my lifetime. So I've been on one end of the spectrum and the other. So right now I've kind of hit a balance in the middle. So that's where I'm at today.
So what part of Chicago did you grow up on?
South Side.
South
Yes.
Side. Shout out to your
South
homies.
Side. Everybody from South Side. I'm not on South Side now, so don't look for me, but that's where I'm from, and so you never forget where you're from.
And you said you come from a family of entrepreneurs, so what kind of businesses did your family own?
My family has owned grocery stores. We've owned nightclubs, restaurants, office supply chains.
Wow.
So we've done quite a bit in the Chicagoland area over the last 30, 40 years.
Do you have any current businesses, your family, that you want to?
My family's actually venturing into another grocery store business right now.
Okay.
On the southeast side of Chicago.
Okay.
So that's coming up.
Well, I was trying to get you to give them a plug, but you.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting waiting for that. But thank you.
Okay. What exactly is your business?
My business, VJS Enterprises, is business development consultant. So I help people start their own business and grow them to the next level. I'm also a speaker and an instructor. So all of those things are composed in VJS Enterprises.
So you say you're a speaker. What do you speak on? And where do you speak?
Well, I speak all around Chicago, and anywhere else people would invite me to come. But my topics are primarily on business related, but it's also sometimes very focused, like for women in business or teens in business. It could be, a lot of times it's life balance.
So at home with the kids, and my oldest daughter said, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "What am I doing here? I live here. Somebody pays these bills, so I live here." So at that point, I kind of realized, my work-life balance wasn't really balanced. And also, there were some other things that I saw, in corporate America. I'm from Milwaukee, so in that whole atmosphere and environment, there's some things that aren't quite balanced there. And I said, if I'm putting in all of this time, why shouldn't I do it for me? And so that was kind of my motivation to move into, starting my own business or whatever. Is that kind of what happened with you? What motivated you to get into this business?
I don't know if I would call it motivation as much as I would call it inspiration.
Okay.
Because, motivation is something that happens on the outside of you. Inspiration is what happens on the inside of you. And I was coming from a family of entrepreneurs. I could already see what that life was like, and I was already comfortable in that place. I did go to corporate America for quite a while and have worked in corporate corporate America for many years, more than 20 actually. But at the same time, I always had something else happening on the side because that was always in the background for me. And eventually, the side things became my main thing. So, working and going to work every day and trying to balance it all, like you said, and finding my ideas, other people giving credit for my ideas.
Yes, I know.
How you sit in the room and you say something great and everybody gets silent, and then the person 2 people down from you says the exact same thing, and everybody goes, wow, oh, wow. And I'm sitting there like, is there an echo in the room? Did somebody, hello, I'm here. Did anybody hear me say that? And it's not to say that you can't share ideas and other people, help other people move forward, but there's just some credibility that lacks sometimes. And it's a lot of bureaucracy, but it's working for someone is a very good training ground.
It is. It is. I learned a lot, because especially in management, when you're in corporate America, they send you to a ton of management classes, how to manage people and delegation and how to manage. It was a whole lot of stuff. So corporate America is a good learning ground.
Yeah, it's a good training ground.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And what I found in the transition of going from corporate America to my own business, there's that fine line when you're not making quite as much as you're making on your job, but if you don't quit your job, you never will take it there. And that was like the stressful point for me because I had 2 kids to raise. So I'm like,
again, that's where you have to strike the balance, because it's not to say that you should necessarily quit your day job. Sometimes until the one thing catches up and surpasses the other thing. Some people feel like, well, should I quit my day job and just go with this full force? Not necessarily. You can still do your entrepreneur venture until it surpasses your 9-to-5 job. Your venture, the finances for that has to not only supplement but surpass.
That wasn't going to happen for me.
So
the particular business I started is time consuming. It's time, especially I wasn't doing the club parties, and I did actually start off. I used to do some weddings or whatever. But in corporate America, everybody is in from 9 to 5, and I did corporate events. I only dealt with corporate America, so I needed to be available during those work hours. So for me, it became a matter of, in order to go to the next level,
you had to do it.
I had to make that. You
can outsource it. Just because you have the business doesn't necessarily mean you have to actually work it. So there are many people that I work with, they have a regular job, quote unquote, but then their business, they outsource the actual legwork to someone else. So the finances that they get that come in from their entrepreneur venture, they pay something to 1 or 2 employees while they still work their regular job. And until that thing kind of picks up, that's how it goes.
That definitely was an option.
The key to entrepreneurship and multiple streams is for it not to be labor intensive for you. Because you personally cannot be in 5 or 6 places at the same time. But you want to be able to make money in 5 or 6 places at the same time. So while I'm here talking to you, I'm still making money somewhere else.
That's an excellent thing.
Right. So that's how you want to operate that.
Yes, that's good. So how long have you been in business?
Well, in entrepreneur ventures, that has been pretty much all my life. Since I was like 5, I was part of my family business from that point on. In terms of BJS Enterprises, I started that in 2009, so like almost 3 years ago now.
And so you just have a passion for other entrepreneurs, or is it because that's your familiar zone? Is that why you decided on that particular?
Well, I do have a passion for entrepreneurs. I think we're a different beast. We are different beasts.
We definitely are.
But sometimes we just don't have all the pieces to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one part of it. But also because I did work a 9-to-5 job at the time that I started BJS Enterprises. And the job suddenly wasn't there one day.
Ooh.
I went in and thought I was going to my wonderful Michigan Avenue office, and suddenly myself and my team, we didn't have a job.
Wow.
No notice, nothing
just
nice.
Just one day?
Just one day.
Wow. I got a chill even thinking about that.
Yeah, just one day.
Wow.
And at the same time, I was in a home remodel project, a $20,000 gutted kitchen. And suddenly I didn't have finances, the regular stream of finances that I was counting on. So when that happened, I took a long walk down Michigan Avenue that day.
You didn't go near the lake, did you?
I went north. I went north.
Okay.
But when you go north, if you know anything about Chicago, the further north you go, the prettier things get.
Mm-hmm.
And the air was nicer, and the people were prettier, and the shops were sharper. And I realized that I needed to go north. I needed to go higher. And it was already in me to do it.
Right.
I just never stepped out of that comfort zone at that time. Because I was really comfortable in that place. I had a very decent salary, great benefits. A lot of things were getting taken care of. And I felt like, okay, I could retire here. I think I would be here for a while. And suddenly it wasn't there. And long story short, that I knew I was not the only person who was experiencing that. And we began to see that with the, as I call it, economic genocide. With so many people losing their jobs, and there was such a down spiral of unemployment happening.
Very similar to what's going on in the economy today.
Yeah, but it was even worse then. I can see there's some change now where the unemployment rate is dropping slightly, but at that time it was in double-digit numbers. It was high, very high, and a lot of companies
You did say 3 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of companies were merging or closing or downsizing. All kinds of things were happening. So it was just the nature of the situation at the time, because we were an excellent team. But anyway, to answer your question, how I went into it, it was because of that particular thing that kind of kicked me out of the nest. I call it the eagle experience.
The eagle experience.
Yeah, which in real life, eagles, when they're very high, they're high in the mountains or on a hill, what have you, and the mother eagle kicks the baby eagle out of the nest. And the eagle either flies,
I've heard that,
or they die.
Right.
They fly off to their destiny, or they fall to the ground and die. And that day, I decided I was going to fly.
That was good.
That was not my day to die.
Right.
That was my eagle experience. That was my day to fly.
That's good.
So I took that, and I've been flying with some wind under my wings ever since.
I love that. What was your biggest challenge in starting a business?
What was my biggest challenge? My biggest challenge was really just getting the word out there, letting people know that I was now solo and doing it myself. And I don't know if it wasn't necessarily a difficult thing. It was just, that was the area I had to focus on the most.
Okay.
Because, once you make a transition, people usually know you for one thing, and then now you're branding something else. So it's a re-education, a rebranding.